Hello channel viewers, I'm DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on channel NITT. ENTJs are linked by the fact that they use TE and NI as their dominant and auxiliary functions. But otherwise, ENTJs may have led very different lives because NI, their auxiliary function, may cause different ENTJs to be vastly very different. So ENTJs themselves could have many different multiple complex selves, so leading to even more diversity between ENTJs. But generally, ENTJs tend to think alike and probably have the same sentiments. In this episode, I'm going to share something very intimate and personal. So personally, I wonder whether this is something that ENTJs and even INTJs can relate with. Let's see. And especially for ENTJ females, I want to know whether you also do not have good relationships with the same sex. Now, not the way that you are thinking about same-sex relationships, but in my personal experience, I had 3 very distinct periods whereby I am in a same-sex group. The first period is during my secondary school days. I'm in an all-boys school. In the second period, I was in the army, so predominantly everybody around me will be same-age males. So during the third period, I was already an adult and I was in an all-male volleyball group. So in all these 3 different scenarios where I was in the same sex setting, I did not thrive at all, and it wasn't a good time for me. So fellow ENTJs, especially fellow ENTJ females, if you happen to be or have been in a same-sex situation, maybe in your secondary school days, you were in an all-girls school or something like that, especially in a large community of the same sex, maybe you can share your experiences as well. My experiences are largely unpleasant. Let's talk about my secondary school days. I was never a popular kid. I wasn't a favorite or pet student of any teacher at all. I was very forgettable. I wasn't able to shine. So you might think that as an ENTJ, I just want to be a leader and I just want to outshine others. No, actually, in most circumstances, I just want to blend in. In fact, during my secondary school days, I want to be accepted as an individual, but it just didn't work. People around me, they are really interested in things like football, which I wasn't interested in. I was interested in basketball for a while, but very quickly, I started to like crossword puzzles, games, board games, and such. Nobody around me seemed to be into that at all. So the difference between me and the other boys is so apparent, I just couldn't fit in no matter how hard I tried. And yes, I tried very hard, but just couldn't blend in. Just didn't feel the bro thing. I couldn't understand what it means by hey bro or brother or that kind of a thing. It didn't gel. I have given a lot of different hypotheses or theories why this was the case. One of my earlier theories was I am a very individualistic individual and I do not like to be in a male setting whereby I have to follow rules and norms. That sat with me for a while, but now that I know that I'm an ENTJ, I realize that as an ENTJ male, you are already rare and you tend to think differently from others. So therefore, it is not unusual that you are a misfit into a male population because you just happen to feel as if they are different from you. So my classmates make stupid, crazy jokes during class. I don't find it funny at all, but I try to laugh. But it just doesn't feel like it's humor. Things change when I go to JC, junior college, whereby now I have female classmates and the class is smaller. For the first time, I have female classmates who know and appreciate my dark humor and puns. I really enjoyed my junior college days because then I was a humorous person. I joke a lot. I am okay to be a clown and be funny. Then after that, I had to complete my military service. That was again a time whereby I really struggled. I didn't want to be a leader or something like that. I just want to feel accepted or belonging to a community, but it never did happen. I remember an incident very clearly. I was posted to a school whereby I had to learn radio equipment and such, but 3/4 down the road, right, I had to go out of course because I had chicken pox. So I had to do a recourse. That means to say I had to stay behind and do the course all over again. And when I did the course all over again, everything was a repeat. The female lady sergeant was telling the same jokes. It was no longer funny. So you should say that throughout the entire second course, which is the same course that I had to attend, I wasn't enjoying it. So maybe I was really like a stone face. I wasn't acting at all. So while everybody were laughing, I was just like, okay. During a ranking exercise close to the end of the course, where everyone had to rank everyone else according to likability, how they think each person has leadership qualities or not, there were 40 platoon mates all together. My rank was 37. You can imagine how unpopular an individual I am. I think the vibes that I gave out is largely negative. I didn't enjoy my military days at all. So when I had platoon mates, they were talking about sex and talking about how to date girls and things like that. I wasn't even ripe or mature then. In fact, my first sex experience was when I was 22. That was after my military service. I know nothing about it, but I had to pretend like when I talk that I know a lot about sex or whatever positions they were talking about, all through my imagination. All the conversations that I had were so, I don't know, there's no connection at all between me and the conversation and the topic. Just didn't blend in. I just not into this male thing or this bro thing or this whatever culture that they have. Just doesn't fit. So I thought maybe this is just a transition period. However, when I turned into an adult and I had another all-male group, the same thing happened. So I started to draw correlations and wonder what may be the missing link. I can definitely click with females and smaller groups. So if I had a smaller group kind of a setting whereby there are males around, that's no issue. When you have an all-male setting and there are like 40 of them, maybe whether it's a secondary class or a platoon or a 40-man volleyball group, just didn't work. So I'm wondering whether it's a size problem or is it a gender problem. It took me a while until I realized that now when I am in a large group, regardless of whether there is male or female or mix of both, I just don't blend at all. So I had attended courses whereby there are 40 other people. I had also attended BNI networks, Business Network International groups. I was a member inside. Just tried to blend in, just didn't work. So I reckon that as an ENTJ individual, I'm not very social. That's not because I'm not social, but because I don't find people of the same frequency. People are talking about things that I don't know anything about or I'm not interested in. I'm interested in talking about life, philosophy, and things that are dear to me. But the people around me are not interested. And because of that, I always thought that I am not a social person. But now to think about it, no, it is not true. The good thing is an ENTJ knows how to think from many different points of view. And for that, I've come up with some new conclusions. I imagine myself to be in a boy band. I have many times during my younger days wanted to be part of a pop boy band group. I imagine myself if I were one of the 5 or 6 members of a boy band, I would definitely contribute a lot and be able to blend in. Why? Because actually most of the time I'm into harmony, and when the group is small, it is easy to get to know each other and accept each other's flaws because there is a greater purpose. The greater purpose is we have to become famous as a band together. Your success is my success. So if any other team member gets this opportunity to go and act, I wouldn't be jealous or something because I know that he represents my boy band group. If he succeeds, I'm succeeding. I have this kind of a mentality. This is also a TE mentality. So when you are in a group whereby there is a very clear direction or purpose, be it like a boy band or be it like a tarot interest group, now the ENTJ has purpose, the social setting has got some form of a grounding. Otherwise, in an arbitrarily formed platoon or class, there is no direction, no purpose. So the ENTJ also doesn't feel as if there is a need to want to be more involved socially, the attempt to try to blend in is very rough because it just doesn't fit. Of course, as an adult now, that I have a lot of social groups that I'm in that I'm actually very comfortable in. So many people have this misunderstanding that the ENTJ really wants to be a leader and things like that. Yes, I know I have leadership qualities. I can do public speaking. I can just initiate things if I would like to. But if somebody is better at doing it, then I'll gladly say that you do it. This is one of the essence of TE actually. It's not like, oh, it's all about me. But however, as an ENTJ, if I realize that somebody who is supposed to be taking leadership is not doing it as well as I think I could or I would, then I would just step up and override the person. That was something that many people do not like. So in conclusion for today's episode, the ENTJ may really have trouble blending into large groups, especially large groups of the same gender, because there's no common interest. The ENTJ is so unique and special, probably the INTJ too, that when they are in a large group setting, they feel such a misfit and out of place. At first, I thought that this could have been a same-sex problem, and only recently that I realized that actually it has nothing to do with being in an all-male group or what. Although the problem may be more apparent in an all-male group, but in any group, as long as I'm not aligned or as I don't find the people inside the same frequency as I am, then it is very hard for me to blend in. Last time, I still had this urge or drive to want to be accepted as part of them. But as I grow older, I no longer even feel as if I have this drive to want to be accepted. So fellow ENTJs and INTJs, do you resonate with this episode? Do feel free to comment below because I would really love to hear from you. Okay, at Channel NITT, we produce a lot of INTJ, ENTJ videos such as this one. If you have enjoyed this video, do give us a like. It will really help us a lot. And if you have not already subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ, INTJ and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.